You're listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the League TV and beyond the game. Rudy and the crew, you already know the name. From football, basketball, man, we cover it all. Sports fans rise up, yeah, we answer the call. Sweep the League TV and beyond the game. Rudy and the crew, you already know the name. From football, basketball, man, we cover it all. Sports fans rise up, yeah, we answer the call. Welcome to the show.
There's no question that I could have signed him in April. And so we all know that to have agreements, all parties have to agree. But this was by design. I did make Mike an offer. It wasn't acceptable, and I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way that he wanted to do it through an agent. So he was made an offer. There's not an ounce of vindictiveness. There's no bad feelings on my part about the fact that we didn't come together on an agreement.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And there you have it, Sweep the League Nation. Micah Parsons traded today from the Dallas Cowboys to the team that was mentioned on Sweep the League a couple of weeks back with myself and Coach Gio, the Green Bay Packers. Really the only team that had a lot of interest in Micah Parsons was the Green Bay Packers. Rumor does have it that the Packers were making deals with Jerry and the Cowboys for the past couple of days. I think it was a lot longer than that, just for the past couple of days. It was just going to come down to, I think, Jerry waiting till the very last minute, very last second before pulling the trigger. And as you can tell, it happened today. Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer. In return, the Cowboys received Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it is a first next year and then a first the year after. So they should have 2 draft picks, 2 firsts in the 2026 draft and 2 firsts in the 2027 draft. We'll try to go over a little bit here, see what guys are looking at here. There's actually a really good amount of defensive players coming out in next year's draft. I think somebody posted the possibilities of Arch Manning being the draft pick, but let's be real, they're going to be bad. They're not going to be that bad. They're not going to be Cleveland Brown bad, where I think that may be a spot where Arch ends up going is Cleveland. But nonetheless, if you go back to what I was saying in our NFL preview show, I did state that the Cowboys were going to be last in the NFC East. And the reason why I had them in last place was because of the whole Micah Parsons, the whole scenario, the whole drama that was going on in Dallas. Because here we go. There was no guarantee that Parsons was going to play. Cowboy fandom, Cowboy fans, delusional Cowboy fans, whatever you want to call them, they all said Michael wouldn't be traded. Jerry won't do it. Micah clearly made it known, and it wasn't just this off season. You saw it happen last year, last off season is when it started. For those of you guys that have been listening to Sweep the League for years on years, Derek, Gio, and myself told you guys 2 summers ago that when all this was happening, Micah would be the odd man out. They were going to pay Dak, they were going to pay CD, and Micah was the third option. It's come to fruition. Why? Because in the NFL, you need a quarterback, whether he is good, dog shit, doesn't matter. You need a quarterback. Dak has proven that he can get the Cowboys to this part of the stage. CD, you don't find very many wide receivers like CD Lamb. So we knew that those 2 guys were going to get theirs. On the other hand, Micah, as terrible as it was for Cowboys to hear it from us, out of the 3, CD Lamb, Micah Parsons were the 2 guys that could be easily replaced in the draft. You can go find elite wide receivers. It's been proven in the past few years. You can go find elite rushers, edge players in the NFL draft. We're going to break that down a little bit more for you guys out there. Appreciate everybody joining us here. Rudy Campos Jr. It's going to be just me tonight. Coach Gio's on vacation. He's got some work stuff going on. Derek Irvin's going to be swinging by this weekend, so we're going to see if we can get him up and running back on the Sweep the League network. A lot of great things. We rebranded today, actually, is the start of the rebrand here. What does that mean? We're going to get into that here in just a little bit, but we've got Grading the Market with Jacob and Anthony over there doing a fantastic job. Played the Sith is the fastest growing podcast here on the Sweep the League network. That is a shout out to the Dark Lord himself, Sith. He's doing a great job out there. Great episode that happened last night with the final Quan, the Quan Wicks Chronicle. That's going to be a little series that Sith has. If you missed it, you can go to plead underscore Sith. PTS underscore TV 1995, I believe is the handle for the YouTube. But if not, you can go to Sweep the League TV on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on both of those. You're going to get Plead the Sith on both of those channels right there. Great show. We got people in the comments already. Jeff Garcia. Rudy, do you think Gerard thinks this is a Herschel Walker type deal for Dallas? Going to get into that here. Shout out Kaylee Canziano here. She says, hey, what's going on? Let's let everybody know here. We don't want to give away the farm, basically. And we did do a rebrand today, as you people on X saw. Sweep the League's been rebranded. We've got a new logo. We've got a new banner up. We've got a new network. Well, not even a new network. We're just expanding the network. I want to give a huge shout out here. We are going to be trying to make everything happen with Miss Kaylee Canziano here. She says, hey, what's going on? You see her here in the chat. You're going to be seeing more of her, hopefully, here. She's going to probably be bringing on a show to the Sweep the League network. Not sports related, but another side of the network that we used to have here at Sweep the League. It's going to be brought back. I don't want to give too many details, but once it's finalized, we're going to let everybody know. It's going to be great. It's going to be an amazing thing because why? We are expanding. Sweep Unplugged should be back tomorrow to its normal, once a week or so type of thing. We've got, like I said, Grading the Market. We've got Miss Kaylee Canziano is going to be coming on. We got another show working with her. JD Wyatt of Southern Fried Sports. He's going to be bringing a show to Sweep the League. So you're going to be getting NFL college football talk on a Monday night. It's going to be a recap of all the football doings. Played the Sith is going to do his thing. You have, of course, have Sweep the League TV. Plus, Sith is going to be doing a bonus show for you people out there. I'll be involved a little bit with it as well. It's going to be an entertainment show for you guys. So you think we are done growing? Trust me, we are not. What you saw today was just a rebrand, and that's it. But we don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much tonight because we're not going to give everything away on day one. I mean, it's got a lot more. You want to talk about giveaways? We got a bunch of giveaways too. For the rebrand, we're talking autographs. We're talking gear, like backpack gear. I mean, we've got a ton of stuff that's been coming in that we're going to be giving away for everybody for the rebrand here. So everybody has a chance to be a part of Sweep the League Network. We also have some places that we're going to be going to, doing some live Sweep the League shows. So it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I'm glad everybody's a part of us here. So shout out to Kaylee out there. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Can't wait to work with you a whole lot more as well on Sweep the League. Is this the worst move Jarrah has ever done? Worse than letting Jimmy Johnson walk? Possibly. And Jacob Eric, grading the market zone, says, what's up, family? Appreciate you joining on here. Give a shout out to MCS General Contracting. You see it right there, the very bottom. You see it right here. It's all over the place. It's MCS General Contracting. Lehan, the boys are the first call, the only call. They will get it right the first time, every time. You need that diamond hard concrete work. Hey, man, you own a business and the parking lot is crap. You want to get all these holes covered and you just want to get it redone. Call MCS General Contracting. Hey, you need a pool? I mean, hell, it is summer in San Antonio. It is coming to an end, but it's damn near summer all year long in SA. You guys need that pool? Call MCS General Contracting. That driveway just irks the crap out of you because it's old, or maybe you don't have a driveway. My old childhood home, we didn't have a driveway. We had gravel everywhere. Back then, I should have called MCS General Contracting, but don't be a fool. Don't be a moron like me and wait forever. Call them today. Chris Lehan, the boys are going to take care of you 100% of the time, every single time, back to 100% by us here at Sweep the League Network. Shout out to Lehan, the boys. That is MCS General Contracting. What do we have here? We showed about the details here. Very important. Let me get this pulled up here. Very important thing here is this right here, because not only with the trade being made, Micah ended up getting paid as well. So let's get some details here. So with Ian Rappaport reporting here, the Cowboys trading All-Pro Micah Parsons to the Packers, and they agreed to a 4-year, $188 million deal. And, you know, that $136 million is guaranteed. So out of the $136 million is guaranteed, $47 million per year, highest paid non-quarterback in history. And the Dallas Cowboys get 2 first-round picks. So Micah got paid. I mean, we're not sugarcoating anything. He got paid. No doubt about that. I know Cowboy fans, you're pissed off because he went to the Green Bay Packers after the Packers just annihilated. I wish I could use other words here, but annihilated the Cowboys. And Jerry goes and trades him trades Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. I get it, Cowboy fans. You're mad. You're pissed. But to some people, it was expected. Michael was not going to stay with the boys. Jerry could not commit. Think about it. He got $47 million per year. Jerry just eats up his cap space with 3 players. You still have to go pay other guys. George Pickens, I believe, is coming up for an extension. You know, if they want to keep Pickens. They've got other guys, the offensive line, you know, they're going to have to take care of some of these guys. You don't want to eat up your entire cap space with just 3 guys. And then it goes to this because, hey, Spurs fans, this kind of dives into you a little bit here. You commit to 3 guys, all this money, yet the same 3 guys have not got it done. Micah has what? 1 sack in 4 playoff games? People say he didn't show up in the big game. And the reason why I say Spurs fans is because you commit, you know, all this money to a couple of players, you eat up your cap space. So you may see a guy move. Not saying they're going to trade somebody away, but, you know, you pay guys like Keldon, you pay guys like Devin. I mean, they're getting, you know, pretty damn good market value, but you're eating up that space you could use somewhere else. But no Spurs talk. We're talking about Micah Parsons here. So if Jerry was to eat up his cap space or a good amount of it and 3 players, that's fine if they're getting it done. I mean, yeah, it sucks. But I mean, if you look at a bigger picture, and like I've always said, I'm a Spurs fan. I'm not opposed to ever keeping it real with the Spurs. Falcon fan, you know how I feel. I'll keep it real with the Falcons. Sweep the League Network, we just keep it real. Every host on here keeps it real with you guys. I see the reason why Jerry might have done it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You can go find somebody out there. Now it comes to drafting. You got to be able to draft. You can go find a big time edge in next year's draft. Or you've got 2 first-round picks next year, the following year. Jerry made a comment in that press conference. We've got picks. Doesn't mean we can't go get somebody. That makes perfect sense. Shout out to Leha with the F them picks. It makes perfect sense. You can use those picks and possibly trade up. The Packers are not going to be bad. I mean, if Jordan Love goes down, okay, possibilities. But the Packers, like Gio, I know Gio was saying on the NFL show, the Packers are a team to watch. Now they're really a team to watch. Are they going to be the best team in that NFC North division? We had Lions, we had Packers. Those were our top 2 teams. Do the Green Bay Packers overtake the Detroit Lions in the NFC North? With Micah, I think it gives them a really good shot. It's going to fall all on Jordan Love, obviously. But Micah's a great addition. Fantastic addition to the Green Bay Packers. I'm trying to keep it real with the Cowboy fans out there, man, because you got a player in return. Okay. But you got 2 first-round picks. Could it have been more? I think Green Bay would have given up a little bit more. May not have been first, but maybe squeeze a 5th. Maybe a 5th in the following draft. The NFL differs from the NBA when it comes to the draft because in the NFL, there's so much talent in every single round. You can hit a diamond in the rough just about anywhere. As to where in the NBA draft, it's a lot harder. Do the homework. Look at all the first picks in NBA draft history. Look at where a lot of them fall in the league, in the history of the league. I mean, you have Anthony Bennett, obviously, Greg Oden due to injuries, Kwame Brown, steady career. Then you have guys like LeBron drafted number 1, obviously. Hakeem Olajuwon drafted where Jordan was drafted 3. Tim Duncan, David Robinson. You've got all-time players drafted at 1, but you have probably just as many guys who are mid-average who were drafted 1. Elton Brand, supposed to be the big thing coming out of Duke. He had an okay career. He had a good career. You can name just about anybody on the draft part. But in the NFL, it's good. The NFL draft capital is gold. And when I say gold, it's like super shiny, rarest gold you could ever find. And that's in any round in the NFL. So, yeah, I think they got duped. But if you ask a lot of people when it comes to the Cowboys and Micah Parsons, it's actually a really good deal. It's a good deal only because, yes, they get out of the shadows of Micah Parsons. He was dominant in the regular season. In the few playoff games they had, stats will tell you that he struggled. Play will tell you that he struggled.
How about them Cowboys?
So it was time to move on. Don't commit $47 million a year. If the trio isn't working, you got to move on. You got to change it up a bit. You don't want to give rookie head coach Brian Schottenheimer a headache to start his rookie year as a head coach. You want to make it as easy as possible for him. Cowboy fans are crying because they think, well, now without Micah, we're not going to win it. We don't have a chance for a Super Bowl. Newsflash. You didn't have a chance for a Super Bowl this year. You were not going to be a contender. We had him as the third best team at best in the NFC East. I had him as the fourth best team in the NFC East because of what you see on your screen. There was so much uncertainty, and I already knew. I had a gut feeling that told me he was going to be traded. Nothing went right. This was not Dak Prescott. This was not any type of situation where it was going to get done. You saw more movement in the morgue than you did with what was going on with Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. All in all, it's a great deal. I will say it's a great deal. Jacob is saying 8 wins tops. Yeah, I mean, I think we got him maybe. I think me and Gio had him at about 5. I think Gio had him about 6, 7. I had him around the 5 or 6 win mark. It's crazy to think Cowboy fans think this is going to end the entire year. The year was over. And I hope people prove me wrong. I hope teams go out there and ball out and prove me wrong. But there was nothing on paper. There was nothing on video, on film, the coaching staff, nothing that told me the Cowboys were contenders. There was nothing that told me they were playoff bound. This move had to be made now. And I'm glad they didn't wait till the season started. Get it done now. You got it done now. Would it have been great to do it during the draft? Probably so. I think so. One team that you could have considered doing it with. Pause. The New York Giants. You make that deal? Hell yeah, they're your rival. They're one of your rivals. They're in the same conference. They're in the same division. But you have a chance to get Abdul Carter, Penn State alum. Micah Parsons, Penn State alum. Abdul Carter is wreaking havoc. You have a chance to trade him during the draft to get an Abdul Carter and draft him. Plus, I sure as hell know the Giants would have given you another first, maybe next year. Probably a couple more picks. So, yeah, it would have been great to do this during the draft. For the right team, for the right player. But nonetheless, there are players next year that they can build around coming in 2026. Jacob saying, okay, 9. Darth Odium, Lord of Abomination. John is in here. Rudy, you sound like a couple counselor explaining to the breakup between fans and Parsons. I'm trying. Welcome to the therapy session, to the Cowboy therapy session. That's why it's titled that on the summary for Sweep the League Thursday night throwback here. We're counseling people. We're trying to get everybody to understand it. It's going to be okay. Does the move set back Dallas even more years away from any shot at a Super? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to really feel that way, if you want to think that way, then okay. They weren't Super Bowl bound anyway. They were going to rebuild no matter what, whether it be with Parsons or not. They were going to rebuild. The Eagles are just going to eagle. They're the best team in the NFC East. The Commanders, they needed to sign McLaurin. They got him. We're waiting to see how good Jaden Daniels is in year 2. The Giants, I mean, I've been, really blush over the Giants. Their defense is going to be top tier. Malik Neighbors is going to be that guy. They could use some help in the running back situation, but I mean, for right now, Russell Wilson, he can kind of get the job done there. He'll make them a little bit better than what we're seeing in Dallas. So for me, they weren't any closer to Super Bowl with or without Micah. Didn't matter. I actually think this is a great thing, Jeff, because I think the same time frame for Dallas to get back into contention, I think it's still the same thing. So far, they've been able to make some key moves. I like them, especially on the offensive line. I like them. But with 4 picks in the next 2 years, all in the first round, they can do some major damage when it comes to just loading up on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, if you can imagine, Dallas gets a top 5 pick this year. I mean, who would you think they've got? I mean, there's a lot of kids coming out in 2026. I'll bring up a couple here in just a second. But, I mean, I'm going to have to get some videos. We're going to have to do an entire Sweep the League show just talking about, where these picks could be for Dallas. If you're talking, for all you Texas Longhorn guys out there, if Anthony Hill comes out, I mean, that'd be a great pick for them. Pretty much solves their linebacking core. You have Deontay Lawson as well. But Anthony Hill Jr., I mean, yeah, you can go linebacker. You can easily go Anthony Hill Jr. CJ Allen is another one that you can definitely look at out of Georgia. Dante Lawson, as mentioned, he would be another great one that you can go and look at here. But then you look at edge. Micah basically is like, okay, well, he's an edge. What do we have on the edge side of things? You got TJ Parker, man, out of Clemson. Watch Clemson. All these kids are playing this year. Clemson has 2 guys. You can go draft 2 edge guys, Peter Woods and TJ Parker. You can go get those guys. Great edge guys that are coming on up. So I really feel like they could make a really big splash next year and get them a tad bit closer. Everybody talks about, the secondary for Dallas. What can they do there? Texas for me, one of the best cornerbacks right now going into the season plays in Texas. Texas has got a pretty good load of squads. So does Clemson. Malik Muhammad. I mean, keep an eye on him. Some of these kids may not be available. They may not be there. They might not come out. But these are kids in the next couple of years you'll be able to see. I think the question is really good, Jeff, on if it backs them up a little bit more. I'm going to say it keeps them right where they are. They weren't going to win with Micah. They are who they are. At least this time, you've got 4 picks in the next 2 years. You can do some really good damage. You can go find a Micah Parsons and then add more to the team that you already have. Rudy Campos Jr. talking about Micah Parsons here. We're just kind of on here tonight talking a little bit about Micah. Everybody know here, we've got more shows coming. Like I said earlier, the rebrand is in works. As you can tell, we've got the studio working right now. In the background, we've got tons of different studios we're going to be using for Sweep the League TV. We've got, obviously, you saw the new intro. We've got more videos coming. We've got more drops coming. So all I'm going to say is, guys, be ready. Be ready. Football season is underway. We will release our NCAA football top 25 picks going into the weekend. We don't have any of the Friday or the Thursday or Friday games right now, but we'll start getting those in on Wednesday for you guys. That way you have them here. You guys want to join? We're going to probably open up an NCAA football weekly pick 'em, probably give away a couple of prizes. We'll also do it for the NFL, do an NFL pick 'em. That way you guys can also jump in on there. All those picks coming to you here from everybody here at Sweep the League Network. So our Dallas fans overrating Micah. No, Micah is one of the best defensive players in the NFL. There is no doubt about that. I will never argue that fact. I'll never say anything otherwise. What you can argue is the fact of, his lack of playoff success, his lack of playoff accomplishments. And they don't have a whole lot of playoff experience in there, but the games that they do have, I want to say, like I said, if I'm remembering correctly, it's like 1 sack in the 4 games or so that he's got under his belt. So are you overrating Micah? No, you're not overrating Micah, but at the end of the day, when a player doesn't want to be there, you have to kind of take whatever is given to you and the best deal that's given to you. Kind of feels like that Kawhi Leonard situation, right? In San Antonio. Leonard wanted out. Spurs made it happen. They got back what they felt was the best possible return. Micah wanted out. People thought, oh, he's not going to leave. It's just Micah and Jerry. They're going to get it done. No. This had a big bad feeling to it. The moment he requested that trade, I remember texting the guys in the group chat, said, he's gone. He's gone. He's not coming back. There's no more Micah Parsons in Dallas. None whatsoever. He's done. I had a lot of you guys out there say, oh, no, never. They're not going to trade him. It's Micah Parsons. They can't trade him. I kept trying to tell you that it's going to happen. This felt different. This wasn't a contract dispute. This wasn't a, we're far apart on any type of deal. This is, I want the F out, and I want the F out now. I don't want to be here. I don't want to sign with you. Part of the things you look at too is the fact that Jerry had mentioned, well, we kind of had a small deal in place already. And, then Micah's agent got involved and said, no deal. We want more. So once that happened, there was no coming back. It was done. It was a done deal. Did Jerry lose this deal? The popular vote says yes, that he lost the deal, that it was a terrible deal. But if you stop and think about it, 2 first rounds picks doesn't sound like a lot, but I really think that, I think they could have got more for him. No, not a Herschel Walker type deal. The Herschel Walker deal, we go back to that. It's a deal that won't happen again. I mean, a lot of teams and a lot of GMs are a lot, more aware of everything like that. So, it's not going to happen again. It won't happen ever again. And I don't think so, unless it's just a massive player, getting moved. But I think they got what they wanted. They wanted to make it happen right away. They didn't want to go into the season with this hovering over their head. And I think that's why the other night on Sweep, I said something's going to happen, that he'll be dealt probably by this weekend. A little early that it happened, but I felt like it was going to be this weekend when you would hear a deal for Micah Parsons being dealt, whether it be to Green Bay or someone else. So how did you have it, man? We talked about Micah Parsons tonight being dealt to the Green Bay Packers. Quick show tonight for Sweep the League. Really wanted to come on, break it down with you guys on the Micah Parsons type deal. Fantasy football on the horizon. We're going to be I've got some fantasy football drafts. We'll see if I can maybe do a stream on some of these drafts. That way you guys can take a look who I drafted. We'll get caught up on stuff like that and see, have a little bit of fun. But just keep in mind, peeps out there, be sure to go to Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. You've got all these shows coming up, man. Sweep the League TV, Grading the Market, Played the Sith, Sweep Unplugged's coming back. Not only that, Painting Corners podcast, the baseball podcast, is still being worked out. It's supposed to return March of 2026. It's getting here pretty quick, so we're going to be ramping up on that. Also, Kaylee Canziano, she's going to be joining the Sweep the League Network. She's going to be dropping a podcast of her own, not sports related, but I'm sure you guys will love it. She brings a great perspective in her field to Sweep the League Network. Also, JD Wyatt's going to keep you guys covered from NCAA football to NFL football on a Monday night. He's going to take you guys, he's going to start the week for us after you had a hectic weekend, probably a pissed off weekend if you're a Cowboy fan with all the losses that you may have. Hopefully not a whole bunch, but we'll guide you through the season. We'll get you through the season. And before you know it, it'll all be over and it'll be draft time. That'll be JDY. Plus, we got other shows, other hosts coming on. Sith is going to be dropping another show. Probably be recorded, but we will be dropping another show with Sith, and I'll help him out on that one as well. So tons of stuff going on at the network. Shout out to Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs, a tremendous friend to all of us here on Locked On Spurs. Does a fantastic job, the best Spurs coverage in the business. And of course, you know what happens when the best Spurs coverage in the business teams up with the best local podcast in the business, the local podcast network. Goodies happen. I'm gonna work with Jeff Garcia on some stuff here, so we'll keep everybody posted. Just be sure, again, log on to the YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. So we're gonna call it a night early tonight, guys. For everybody a part of Sweep the League Network, let's see if we can name them here. For Jacob Canziano, for Anthony, for Sith, for Derek Urban, for Coach Gio, for our producers in the back, for JD Wyatt, for Austin Hartsfield, Painting Corner Zone, for Kaylee Canziano. That's 9 people already. We got a whole lot more coming for everybody that's involved. We appreciate everybody out there. Thank you for joining me tonight. Again, Michael Parsons Talk. We should be back hopefully tomorrow for another quick show to our weekly pick'ems. But until then, until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.